A weekend of anti-ICE protests continues at the most contentious sites. Minor clashes between protesters and authorities reported this weekend in both Portland and outside of Chicago. But that's, of course, not deterring demonstrators. Correspondent Jorge Ventura live in Portland with the latest. Jorge, what's the latest you're seeing there?
Well, hey there, Alex. It's been quite an interesting day, to say the least. There are right now hundreds of protesters right outside of the ICE facility here. I'll take a step away just to get a look at the shot. We'll look at some of the roof here. Alex, you see the federal agents monitoring and watching the protesters. About 20 minutes ago, right before we actually went on air, the agents on top of those roofs started to fire crowd control munitions into the crowd as they were making arrests. And the crowd got really aggressive and was combating with the agents. So right now, things have quieted down, but it's been really unpredictable here on the ground. About 2 hours ago, hundreds of naked bike riders actually rode their bikes here in front of the ICE facility. And moments ago, around 50 pro-Trump and pro-ICE supporters have also arrived here. You have to watch, because one thing we've been monitoring while we've been reporting here is there's been this ongoing scuffles between pro-ICE supporters and the anti-ICE supporters. But already, Alex, we have already seen several arrests. You can hear the honking from the crowd. Portland PD here has issued several warnings telling the crowd to clear out the roads or they will be subject to arrest. We continue to see the clashes with federal agents, them attempting to clear out the driveway here. But it's getting quite rowdy here, Alex, and it's normally when the sun comes down is when we see more of those aggressive individuals come out and combat those federal agents. But we've already seen the crowd control munitions. We have already seen pepper ball bullets fired at the protesters. We did see some tear gas. Actually, I see right now on the side, they're still recovering from the tear gas, putting milk and water into their eyes. So we're still monitoring the situation here, but it's a pretty big turnout for just how early it is outside of the Portland here, Alex.
Jorge, you mentioned the possibility of counter-protesters being on the way to that facility. How likely is that to happen? Is that something that is regular outside that facility in Portland, where you see two opposing sides sort of facing off against each other, regardless of what the agents are doing?
Yeah, Alex, every night that we've been here, we're starting to see more of these pro-ICE, pro-Trump supporters show up, and they'll be displaying those signs saying that we support ICE, we support the mission, and they'll be showing those signs towards the agents, and the agents will actually throw thumbs up back at the supporters. And about 10 minutes ago, around 40 of those pro-ICE supporters did arrive. They're standing right here on my right-hand side towards the ICE facility. So this is becoming the new norm. And what we're starting to see clashes between the two groups. Last night, there was a pro-ICE individual that assaulted a female protester, and Portland PD actually had to come to the scene, and they made what they call a targeted arrest. So before they make that targeted arrest, they let the crowd know in the speaker that they're going to be arresting an individual. It's not interfere. Likely right now, just because of how early it is, we will see more arrests. We have already seen several clashes already here outside the ICE facility in Portland, and we'll likely see more. We do have Portland Bike Patrol that would normally kind of patrol this area, and they'll attempt to clear out the crowd anytime the crowd tries to block the roadway here. But like I mentioned, Alex, we've already seen the crowd control munitions, and normally when the sun comes down is when these individuals get more aggressive, and we start to see those clashes with not just between the agents and the anti-ICE protesters, but even with those pro-ICE individuals that start to arrive here on the scene.
Right, only 5:25 Pacific time there, so daylight still, but we're going to be following this throughout the course of the night, so we'll check back in with you, Jorge. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.